I guess we got to talk about what's real in my mind about me and what's real about me in the minds and the deranged minds of kiwi farmers. Um, I, um, since I was, as long as I can remember my penis doing its penis thing and me getting it off, um, I was used it masturbation to clear my mind and put forth the prayer that I would open my eyes again and be built properly. But that's never happened. But I still got a lot of, I mean, I've always looked at pictures of females in the 8 to 25 range because this is where my own development got arrested. And I never looked at these females as objects that I wanted to sexually exploit, but just as an image to take into my mind to see myself. And that's all. And I made the mistake of not closing the browser after I'd searched for cute blonde girls, teens. Big deal. This does not make me a pedophile. I was not looking at those girls to like sexually exploit. I was just image generators from inside my mind for me to visualize myself. And that particular out of the norm sexual behavior is something that's very common among transgender men. Probably men too. So, we masturbate and try to imagine ourselves as being having the right plumbing when we do it. The typical shit. But, the children had to make something of that. It's had forgotten to close the tab. No, I'm through. I'm through trying to justify myself to people who are not going to listen to anything but what they want to believe. And I certainly have a lot better things to do in my time than to even waste on. I mean, this is already 2 minutes of talking about that shit. So, really, um, so I really need to say any of this. For me to respond to the things that these people are saying about me, the ridiculous, I mean, artists don't compare themselves to other artists, and transgender people don't compare themselves to other transgender people the way that this one individual, I'm not even going to name, because she knows who she is, and certainly the people stalking me know who she is. Artists don't talk that way. Mentally stable people don't talk that way. In my social circles, I mean, it, it, they always wonder why nobody ever steps forward to white knight me. Well, most of my friends are artists and educators, and almost all of them are fringe. Okay, I speak for myself and my friends on the fringes of the arts and education world. That's what we are. We have no reason to be on this planet other than to educate and entertain people, and to be entertained and educated by others. And frankly, if you ain't educating and entertaining me in ways I like to be educated and entertained, I ain't gonna be real friendly back towards you. I'm sorry, that's just not the way I play. I like, hey, fuck you, goodbye. And then, if you're chasing me, I don't normally get chased around. This is a new phenomenon that's happened since I've, been online. I didn't get chased around in the real world. I didn't have people tailing me, following me around and trying to tell people not to like me and all this kind of happy shit that's been going on the internet for almost 20 years now. You know, I don't play in the real world like that. And me and my friends, if you watched the video from earlier when I was talking to Microsoft about a solution from my office, because we're really at an impasse here. Ari and I are, just talking and wasting time talking about things that we need to be doing, and we lack certain things like the software to do it. So she's trying to get her open office to work properly, and I'm trying to get Microsoft Office ready to use in here. Um, this is me, baby. You know, at 15, I had a really rough time as a man because I wasn't. It was hard enough to behave like one and not do things that girls always do, like mess with their hair or fix their bras and shit like that. You know, it's real difficult. I actually had to learn how to walk without twisting my hips because the bullies would sneak up behind me and kick me right in the tailbone, and it fucking hurts for days. When they nail it, it hurts bad. Um, bunch of jocks tried to get me drunk and rape me. Um, I couldn't hitchhike at all because the dudes that picked me up always wanted to have sex. And yeah, I'm not transitioning anything, and I'm not trying to express as anything but a transgender woman. You know, it's like, sorry about the penis, but I'm female. Deal with it. Someone wants to do this way. Deal with it. This is the way God made it. Deal with it. We learned how to. Our neighbors have learned how to. You know, the courts, Ari and I were talking about this earlier. You know, it's like the courts, every time somebody brings something to the court, if the transgender person is complaining about discrimination, they bring it to the court, they win. If somebody's, you know, there's been a couple of cases dismissed because these people were claiming that their privacy was invaded by transgender people in the wrong sex locker room. That ain't flying in the courts. Sorry. Get used to it. We did. And to all you like extremists, hateful, authoritarian, statist, little wannabe 1%ers, like that Dr. Dude Diddley, is what a fucking drunken idiot. You know, and Steven Silverstein, you know, Dr. Bullshit, you know, Joe Bagels, and then this string cheese boy in the brain in Milwaukee, and that nasty little business major from Michigan. You know, it's like, shh, you're children, and you ain't even very good at what you're doing. So frankly, and this is what I told the Beast, there's never going to be a lawsuit against any individuals who are like harassing me, like Bojangles, thinking he's, you know, I'm going to come at. No, I'm not. What I'm going to do, if there's ever a lawsuit at all, because it might not be necessary. There's other forces at play against kiwi farms, and you know, if AMB's what they are, well, that's going to come apart real soon on its own when the quarantine gets lifted. But the kiwi farmers got a lot of enemies, a lot of people working to take them down. They just aren't coordinating real well. They won't communicate with me, most of them. And the ones that will are like just standing back and hoping that law enforcement is going to actually follow through on what they've told them. I'm not holding my breath on any of that. You know, I hear rumors of FBI doing this, that, and the other thing, and I can't get confirmation on them to confirm or deny. And you know, you got to be legitimate press for them to tell you anything. If you're a citizen, go fuck yourself. And you probably don't tell the press very much either. But I'm not a man or a woman. I'm an intersex person. I'm a transgender female, trans feminine person, whatever you want to call it. I'm Tommie. I'm a she, her. You know, these are things that in LGBT circles, and mind you, the coming generation, you know, they're all worried about parental child abuse and all this happy shit. Now, here all the kids are coming up queer, and that's really getting the evangelicals nervous. And all these kids coming up queer. So, yeah, you know, my generation was maybe 15-20% queer, and this generation is like over 50% of people under 25 are identifying as non-heterosexual in some way, some kind of gender variations or whatever. But they ain't fucking heteronormative, sex-gender, binary oriented, or more than half of them at this point. So kiss that shit. Bye. There's your NWO Church of Satan agenda, when really the agenda of the Church of Satan is the one that's been masquerading as the Catholic Church and all these like Foursquare shit. It's this national statement. It's like, what the fuck do you think you are? Thinking for God. God made me this way. Who are you to say that He did something wrong? And on that note, to all my haters, bless you and keep you far from me. And to my friends and followers that love me, thank you. Thanks for watching. Happy day. Bye.